So Israel came out and said that the main reporters everyone's been paying attention to, Basan, Plestia, Motaz, are all a part of Hamas's propaganda team, which means they're a part of Hamas. And this is a lot more dangerous than the regular misinformation propaganda that we've been seeing already. Like the soldier on IDF's TikTok who was trying to rebrand girl math to Hamas math. By saying that these reporters are part of Hamas is labeling them as terrorists for recording their lives in Gaza. And I know a lot of you probably saw the video where Basan was reacting to them bombing outside the hospital doors that she had just been at 2 minutes ago. And I think it's also really important to remember Israel can see exactly who they are targeting. Every single rocket, every bomb is intentional. And I honestly feel like it's really not a coincidence that they bombed right where Bisan was after labeling her a terrorist.
By now you probably heard that the entrance of Al-Shifa hospital was bombed several times and there were 6 ambulances getting ready to take injured Palestinians into Egypt. I follow Saleh on Instagram and his last video literally shows injured bodies, dead bodies, kids stacked on one another, injured, a dead horse. Like the scene there is, I don't even have words anymore. Sen also posted crying, saying that she was literally standing by the entrance 2 minutes prior to it being bombed. What's really alarming is the Jerusalem Post came out with this article yesterday saying that all of these creators that we follow on Instagram work for Hamas. People like Plestia, as well as Bisan, and several other, and they say a source in the know told the Post that a high percentage of these so-called journalists have been discovered to be working for Hamas and giving amenities to do their jobs, such as a car and a driver, internet, and shelter in Al-Shifa. It kind of feels like they're telling them, this is your warning, we're coming for you, and that terrifies me. All this says to me is that they hate the fact that the world has now seen the truth, and it has everything to do with these brave Palestinians who constantly put their lives at risk.
Yesterday, Israel said that it would start targeting journalists who took photos of what happened on October the 7th. And just before they said this, a report came out by an organisation called Honest Reporting. Now, Honest Reporting has made videos about me in the past accusing me of being dishonest. However, their name is the biggest misnomer in the entire world because all they do is dishonest reporting and lie to whitewash the crimes of the State of Israel. Honest Reporting's article did not make any direct claims that Palestinian photojournalists had prior knowledge. However, it posed questions like this, and they are insinuating that Palestinian photojournalists had prior knowledge, and ultimately it doesn't matter because at least 2 Israeli politicians said that Israel would start targeting journalists who took photos of what happened on October the 7th, and 39 journalists have already been killed by the State of Israel. So I don't really know what to say. This is what blood libel looks like. This is what manufacturing consent for a genocide looks like, and this is ultimately what dishonest reporting looks like. This organisation should be ashamed of itself. Targeting journalists is literally a war crime, and the fact that an Israeli politician was more than happy to publicly admit that Israel was going to do this should tell you everything you need to know about the complicity of the West in Israel's war crimes. They have supported and enabled the State of Israel by never holding them accountable for heinous violations of international law.
Have you ever noticed that when somebody doesn't have the intellectual capacity to develop a comprehensive argument, they automatically label you? No, homie. I don't deny that there is currently a Holocaust occurring against Palestine. Then you have officials and supporters of Israel tweeting that Palestinians, well, I can't show you the tweet, it's that bad, it'd be a community guideline violation. Just say I haven't heard rhetoric this bad since I learned in history about the guy with the little mustache from World War II. And clearly Israel has something to hide because now they're knowingly killing journalists. The journalists told the Israeli military where they would be, and they were still attacked by the Israeli military. And it just so happens to be that they just got done finishing filming footage of the Israeli military killing Palestinian civilians. Genocide.
The Committee to Protect Journalists says that at least 24 journalists have been killed in Gaza trying to cover the story. Are you concerned that Israel is trying to silence journalists who are trying to tell both sides of this story, including our Al Jazeera Arabic bureau chief?
I've not seen any indication whatsoever that Israel is going after journalists, in particular because of them trying to tell the story. I've seen absolutely zero evidence of that. That's an unfounded allegation.
If only we had an Israeli journalist with connections to the IDF admitting on Israeli national TV that the IDF targeted the family of the journalist ואאל א-דחדוח intentionally.
לגשת ולפנות זה נכון להרבה מקומות ברצועת עזה. בדרך כלל אנחנו יודעים את המטרה. לדוגמה, היום הייתה מטרה משפחתו של כתב אל-ג'זירה. אבל בדרך כלל אנחנו יודעים. במקומות שלא יודעים, אז אנחנו מחכים להודעות של חמאס.
If only we had a previous incident of Israel admitting killing an American citizen, a Palestinian Christian journalist, after 5 months of denying it. Here is your proof, Mr. Kirby. Here is your proof. No one is safe in Gaza. No one is safe, including doctors and physicians, who either receive the news of losing their loved ones or coming across their bodies in the hospitals where they work. If only we could stand on the right side of history, Mr. Kirby.